Hey everybody, welcome back to the YouTube version of Podcast of the Dragon. My name is Morgan, and this is the part of the show where I am a lot more visible and a lot less prepared, and I talk about the Wheel of Time on Prime. Before I start, could you please click the like button and subscribe to my channel, which would help me out a lot. I also am going to, because I'm trying to get better at being a YouTuber, give you a caveat. My channel is a full spoilers channel, both for anything I'm going to talk about in the show, and because I focus on analysis, I will be doing comparisons and speculations and imagining how they might be making the show with regards to the literary material. So I'm going to be full spoilers for the books. So if you aren't familiar with the book series or you don't want to be spoiled for anything, then I recommend don't watch my videos. Sorry about that. If you are interested in literary analysis of The Wheel of Time and you haven't listened to my podcast, I highly recommend you check it out. And with that said, time to do my react to episode 7 of The Wheel of Time, which is called The Dark Along the Ways, I think. Moraine and her charges are diverted from their path by an unexpected encounter. This diversion, though, reveals many things. Moraine's true goal, Lan's past, the fractures that have grown in the... Okay. Interesting. I'm guessing it's Padan Fain. I'm pretty sure I saw Padan Fain's coat in the little trailer they dropped yesterday. Alright, I'm excited. Hopefully it's awesome. I've heard it's awesome. I think we're seeing the Blood Snow. I'm excited. Let's go. Is Tigraine gonna be a redhead? It looks like her hair is red. I was wondering if they were gonna show us that Tigraine is actually not Aiel by having her not have red hair. But maybe they're not gonna do that. I'm assuming that they are still keeping the storyline of, the daughter of House Mantiar runs away to the Aiel Waste because pretty sure her name is listed as Tigraine Mantiar in the actual credits for who this actress is playing. But anyway, I'm guessing she's in labor. She doesn't look like she's having a good time. I like the way they're filming this. Oh. Love the little chess pieces they have. Way to make that look super morally ambiguous. In the middle of giving birth and he's standing there with a sword at her neck. That kind of looks real fucked up to kind of fade to black at that point. Damn. Just interested to think what all the non-readers who are going to watch this the stories that they'll tell themselves. That's always interesting. Also, that scene made me just cold all over.
Stop! You need to open it again. We are not leaving without him.
He made his choice.
Did he? What did you make it for him?
You know the darkness in him.
Listen, this is Matt we're talking about. We can't just leave him.
We didn't leave him. He left us.
She's right.
You don't actually believe that, do you?
Yeah, dipshit.
What are we going to do? We can't open the way gate. We can't find our way out of here without them. Should we just sit down and die?
Thanks, Perrin, for wisdom.
When this is all over, you'll find him.
Thank you, 90, for leadership.
I promise you that.
I mean, I get it, Rand, but... Also, I changed my mind about Loyal. I watched episode 5 several more times and saw him in episode 6, and then just talking about him to a bunch of other people and kind of hearing their perspectives and watching people who haven't read the books have reacts to him and how much they all genuinely seem to love him. And apparently, one of the things I appreciate about the Wheel of Time series is the fact that almost all of the characters are human. I feel like it sets it apart from most fantasy in its lack of fairies, gnomes, and elves. And so, I'm not invested in the character of Loyal the way a lot of other people are, but having a non-human character was actually very, very appealing to so many of the people who are watching it who are not familiar with this series. And so I didn't think about that at the time, but they were all just delighted to meet him. And so from that perspective, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see where actually Loyal is a great character for that purpose, even though he doesn't really appeal to me. So anyway, this is already starting off really well. The way that the trauma bonds have developed our two sets of characters differently. I mean, Matt is gone now, and that's because of Barney Harris leaving the show. It would not have been written that way otherwise. I'm interested to see how they roll with this punch. I have speculation about that, which I won't talk about here. But as far as, Rand is going to be real fucked up about that. But honestly, that's great. That's fuel for the dragon to be more fucked up, and you can't have too much of that. More pain, more sorrow, more woe on the dragon's shoulders. The cup is never too full. Perrin and Egwene, who both have the most, logical minds, being together, having gone through the same types of troubles, they just are both kind of mentally in a separate place. Perrin's like, yeah, we can't stay here. Logically, we must go forward. And Egwene able to do the mental math of, yo, we're not leaving him. He fucking left us when he stayed out there while we were all going in here. That's, you're looking at this ass backwards here, Rand. So, her setting feelings aside and looking at it with, thinking at it while he's just being ruled so much by his emotions. He and Nynaeve both are characters who are very much ruled by their emotions, but she's growing so much faster in the show than she grows in the books, where she's actually setting her feelings aside and rising above them. Though who knows how much of a grudge she's nursing right now toward Moraine, where we're not getting that in her narrative. So this is all very interesting. And also the set for this.
Matt, there's an inherent darkness within him.
What if it's him?
Then I can't let him within 100 leagues of the Dark One.
I love how they've done the ways. I haven't edited my video for my last episode yet, so I can't remember if I specifically said it, but it looks, especially in this scene, but this looks so much like the Deep Rose in Dragon Age, and yeah, Dragon Age borrowed a ton from the Wheel of Time, so why not borrow some back as far as, visuals. It looks amazing. It looks amazing, and I love it. I love it. And the idea that it has lightning that cracks every once in a while, I'm here for it. That's fucking great. The little clip that they released yesterday, the tiny little teaser, I know they're going to come across Trollocs in here, and it's going to be extra horrible. This is so horrifying, and it's great. I'm here for it. The Deep Roads missions in Dragon Age are always some of the most horrifying, particularly in the first game. So it's extra, and I dig it. Yeah, love the little pillar things that they're doing.
But now, one wrong step, and you plummet into a void which knows no end, or worse.
There's something worse than falling into a bottomless pit.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I've changed my mind. I fucking love him. That was... Yeah, okay, he just won my heart right there. That was such perfectly done dialogue. That was just so perfect, so just offhand in the moment, caught up in his own story, where she's just, bringing you back to reality because he's telling them this information with such a, bringing the story to life and telling it in a theatrical fashion, and she's like, yo, there's something worse, and he's just offhand oh, yes, certainly. Okay, yes, I officially love Loyal.
It's all right, Loyal. We understand.
Yeah.
You were scouting. I bet I'm pouting.
Aww.
Matt is safer there than he is here. I can promise you that.
Aww. That was beautiful, too. That was so good. They're doing such a good job with little bits of relationship developing here. it's like, in the end, whatever criticisms that I make about, like, certain writing choices that they make, or where they have to do, like, little contrived devices to kind of link the story together because they're not being given enough time, what makes the Wheel of Time is the people, the characterization and the point of view, and the relationships. And the showmakers are getting the relationships right. The actors are getting the relationships right. And so Lon intuiting, and maybe Lon wouldn't be like this in the story, but frankly, I like Sholon better, and that's fine. I really like this iteration, and him seeing that she is so upset and knowing that what would make her feel best is to know Matt is safer. Matt is safer where he is, and because she knows where Matt was, she will see the reason behind why Moraine left him behind, or why it was best for him to be left behind. And her taking the leadership of being like, we will get back together, but we do have to go forward, because staying behind at the gate is just a recipe for death, whereas Rand is still too locked in his feelings. They're doing a good job making Rand frustrating, even without all of his frustrating internal narrative of not wanting to accept things as they are, and I think it's going to be unfortunate in the sense that a lot of people, I feel like, are going to be super disappointed when he's the dragon, because they're going to be like, it's whiny Anakin Skywalker. But there's so much about him that's lovable too, and they show that in little bits, like him just being like, yeah, we get it, Loyal, you're good, and just the fact that he's so attached to Matt as well, and so his upset is understandable, even though so many of us with our logic brains are like, yeah, it's for the best. So anyway, Lon stepping back to talk to Nynaeve and just sort of be like, gently flirt with her, get her to smile, and then be like, Matt's safer, to soothe her, because knowing that he is safer will soothe her.
Wait, there's something up there.
Oh, Perrin's eyes! Wonderful, great job with the world building and stuff. You give us a good idea of how good Perrin's eyes are.
It's a day's journey at least to reach our way gate, so take some comfort while you can.
Oh, yeah.
How did you see that? I don't know.
Also, it sounds like they've cast somebody to be Elias, and that he's coming in the next episode, which I think is really, really good storytelling, and much better, honestly. Would have been a much better story as far as if Perrin had just had the wolves talking to him in the Eye of the World and didn't know what was going on, and then later on find someone who could be a guide. That just works better as a story. Him just fortuitously coming upon a guide, like he does in the first book, is honestly much more contrived. The way they're doing it this way, where they know someone who can talk to wolves and they can guide him to them, that's a better story.
There's something following us.
Oh, poor Perrin. Nynaeve knows. Also, Madeline Madden confirmed my thought that Perrin had a thing for Egwene, and that was causing some of the tension in his marriage, and it's like, yeah, Nynaeve's aware. I know a lot of people really hated if they put Perrin and Egwene together, but I won't be one of those people. Frankly, I'm at this point where they can veer away from canon as far as they want. I don't know why Moraine can't just slip her little fuckpad Terangriel into a saddlebag. That picture is small enough to go in a saddlebag, and then she can go off and just, have a romantic adventure, and yeah, whatever. I'm not really serious about that, but my point being, I'm here for this story wherever they take it. I don't care. I'm invested in these characters. They can do what they want. Or I suppose it could just be Nynaeve's looking at him like he's sad because he lost his wife. I guess it could be that. God, this is so great. What a great picture. Ugh.
Rand.
What is it?
Ah! Good job, Egwene.
Thanks, how they reached the two rivers undetected.
And what happened to the guiding?
Did it just get a lot colder in here? How far are we from the gate to fall down? It's closer, but I don't...
Take us there. This way, come on! Quickly! Go! Hang on!
I like the idea, especially because the fact that Machin Shin always seems to show up is kind of way too convenient for the plot to have something have to happen to make it come, like her channeling. Yeah, I feel like having something trigger it. Why not? That works for me. The fact that Egwene's channeling is getting so good, considering, honestly, they got OP so fast in the stories, like, frankly, ridiculously fast. Like, Rand got really good with his sword way too fast for what is reasonable to be believed. Aram got way too good for with his sword way too fast to be believed. They got really adept at channeling way too fast to be believed. So it's sort of like, at this point, why not? It's not like it's really any different from canon in the books. So I'm just kind of like, whatevs. Oh god, that's horrible.
You're wrong about everything. You will murder these children and call it heroism. You're nothing. An imposter. A fraud.
Egwene will never love you as much as you love her.
You wanted Layla dead. Out of the world. That's why you killed her. You can't protect her. You'll watch her die. Just like you heard your parents. And you'll do nothing to save her.
That's so much better. That's so much less like corny. Also, I really love what it says to Moraine. Okay, so Nynaeve going and making her giant, like, force bubble of power to hold the wind away is pretty fucking corny, but it's great TV, I'm not gonna lie. And it's like having her work in tandem to protect everybody, particularly because it seems like the wind was, like, most distressing to her. Okay, I'll allow it, whatever. It's like, I need a beer. I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna freak out.
All of you.
That was great. That expression on her face, she's like, okay, I can't freak out. I can't freak out. We gotta turn around, be a leader. And they're all like, we're not traumatized. We're not traumatized.
Where are we?
The fortress city of Valdara.
Whatever it was you heard in the wind, put it out of your minds.
Oh, okay. Like, shrug off your trauma.
Daisha, on behalf of Lord Agelmar, I welcome you back to Valdara.
Welcome home, you bloody great bastard.
I love that Uno's a little guy. I always imagined him as just a great big hulking guy, so the fact that they've got him, like, I didn't realize Guy Roberts was such a short little guy. That's fucking awesome. That just kind of, like, makes him even better, because, like, Birgitta, is generally, into, like, homely men who are generally a lot shorter than she is, and so, she and Uno are always kind of, like, playfully eye-fucking each other, so... And I think short guys are attractive. I don't know that Uno's my type, but...
Your presence warms me, Daishan. And you, Moraine, said I. So what do we owe this pleasure?
I'm here with a warning.
Let me guess. This anxious sister of mine wrote to the White Tower with overblown stories of the encroaching blight and Troller Grades.
I am simply here with a warning. The Dark One has begun to use the ways to move his armies. Now, while it behooves you to guard the gap, as your family has always done, it might be prudent to have a group of men wall up the Faldaran Waygate as well.
Do as she says.
Don't know that I care that they've made Lord Agelmar a jackass, and particularly that he's rude to his sister. That's so not like Shinerin culture that it just is a little weird. I'm assuming they have some plot purpose for it. I hope it's a good one, because it's just so contrary to Shinerin culture. Alright, this is going to be the end of part 1 of this video. It was longish, so I figured it would be for the best if I split it into 2 parts. So go ahead and move on to part 2.